Cheers with the green smoothie. Okay, so this is a brief video. It might be brief, it might not be brief. I don't actually know. But this is about autism. And so many high-functioning autistics struggle. And I want you autistics who are listening to me too, and maybe people who are just the people that just always say no, you guys can do better because you have so much understanding, because you speak so well. It's not a poem, but I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to take my mind back to my first memories, and then progressively go along of how my brain evolved. Just to give an insight, it'll give the words for the people like me who don't have the words. And that's not because I'm better than anyone else. I've heard others do this better than me in different ways. So it's kind of like, it is a philosophical kind of discussion or poetry, emotion. I don't know what it even means actually. So if that's something that doesn't fit, just let me know, because I'm autistic. I don't want to say anything weird or inappropriate. So basically, let me explain my first memories. So I remember being a little girl in the first house that my parents built, that I was born in. Not literally born in the hospital, but eventually got home to it. And I remember a very quiet world. A world of where, compared to now, people's features of them was clearer to me photographically. I studied them. I remember being puzzled by them. My mum, my dad, my brother, friends that would be brought around. So, you know, say my parents' friends, and say if they had kids or whatever, or if it was just them, adults. To me, the vision, to go back to that little girl, was utter confusion. They thought I was understanding them. I can see that looking back, and I wasn't. So did I get punished for that? Absolutely. An autistic like me is very much gets upset when someone says, you know, I told you this, or I expressed this, and we get very upset because that little child that we were, we didn't see it. We just thought people were just, it's almost like they were trying to tap through, you know, say you're stuck in a car. Let me give you an analogy. We're stuck in a car. We're the person stuck in the car, and they're tapping on the window. They're trying to communicate, and we're trying to communicate. Nothing. It's just not working. There's just this thing in between. We hear noise, but we don't consider them words. We hear noise. We hear intonations, but that gets us in a mood, but we don't know what that mood is. So we express it. Could be in a meltdown, could be in excitement, could be anything, but we don't know what that word was, what the collection of words were that make sentences and paragraphs, etc. We didn't know. We sensed in our gut, like a human being senses, like an animal senses. We all have instincts, humans, animals, a whole lot. It's instinctual, right? So we know if someone's like displeased or happy, maybe not in between. And we never knew what did it. We never knew what made people happy, and we didn't know what made people angry. Scary, actually. Almost like a feeling of frozen, like just being frozen. Like, I don't want to do or say anything because I don't know what result I'm going to get. Because I don't know what matches what. Just total and utter confusion. You can't ask for clarification because you can't speak. You don't even know what a clarification is. You just think that this is just how the world is. You're born into this thing that's got a sky and it's got a ground. There's these people and they've got these faces that keep getting in your face, and you're like, why are you so persistent at, like, you know, being in my face? Why do you keep looking at my face? That's a big one for me. Why do you keep looking at my face? Why do I keep hearing? Now look back now at the sayings. What's going on in that little brain? And me thinking, when I look back, it's like, if there was words, it would be like, I don't fucking know. What are you thinking? Because you don't make sense to me. I feel that connection of love, familiarity, which is wonderful for an autistic. That is just you being in the room, happy. You get in my face, yeah, not so happy. I want to sit upside down on the couch in a headstand with my legs hanging over the back of the couch. Leave me be. I like it. Make me sit normal. Why? Why is that wrong? So I'm starting to get older now. Why is that wrong? I love it. Love it. This is my thing. Why was my movements so frustrating to others, to be scolded? Never understood that. Wasn't aware of the movement. Didn't know how people could sit so still. I remember looking at people. How can they sit so still? What's the trick? Sitting so still. Why, when they get excited, they don't, you know, jump and shake their hands or clap or make weird noises that aren't words? Why is it just me? And why do they look at me and go, oh, that's either funny to them in a good way and sometimes a bad way? Why do people have to yell at me for ages when everyone else knows what to do? And I'm sitting there and I don't know how to do that thing. I don't know how to do it. It's always just me. It's never Nana and Pa. It's never Mum and Dad. It's never my brother, my cousins, who some of them are younger than me. My aunties, my uncles. It's never them. Why do they want me to smile all the time? Why do I have to smile? Never feeling connected because of this 100%. Feeling of frustration. When you're trying to get your needs met and they don't get it. They're shooing you away and you're like, if I look back now, it's like, I've got a cut. I've got this thing that's like, I obviously wasn't expressing the right way for them to be alarmed, for them to step in and say, hey, this child, something's hurting. Something may need to be seen by a doctor. Some things might need to just have betadine and a Band-Aid to make sure it doesn't get infected. I didn't feel pain easily. Playing in a way that other kids would be like, what are you doing? And me thinking, why does everyone keep saying that? How come every other kid gets to just play and there's never nothing wrong with them? But it's always me. I'm playing different. Why is my play seen differently? Confusing, right? How can you play wrong? I mean, you're a child. How can you be doing it wrong? Sitting at school and just thinking, why do they need to control us so much? Why are we all having to act the same when that's just weird? My pa and me don't act the same. Yeah, I even knew somehow in this whatever mindset that everyone had a different role. Sometimes, you kids, you can't do this, but you adults, they can do this. You're just like, it is what it is, right? That made sense. But then it became to school where it's like there's like rules that are like, there's a lot of rules. But they don't tell you the rules. It's like, it's not written anywhere. I can't go to the administration area and read the rules because I can't read. I don't know anything of the concept of administration or rules. It's like, all I know at home is every time I do something, I either get a positive or negative response, but I never learn why, because I don't correlate the two together, ever. I'm always like, sometimes I'm told off for that, and sometimes I'm not. Like, what's the difference? There obviously was a difference, but I didn't know. Confusion, frustration, meltdowns. Being told, you know what you're doing. No, I don't. I have no clue. You need to tell me words, on my level words. I had no idea. The fact that people just wore clothes without any issues is like weird to me. In the first few years of school life, I'd come home and everything would come off but my knickers. It was like, I'm done. That was just stuff this. It's a problem. But it's not okay. It's like, so I'm meant to be uncomfortable. Okay, so I'm meant to be uncomfortable. I don't know why I'm meant to be uncomfortable. They don't. I see others when they're not comfortable, or even when I'm not comfortable with other things. It's like, oh, I got to make sure, if you don't feel comfortable, you can say, but I can't, because the things that make me uncomfortable, you tell me off for, because I rectify them, but you say no. Why can't I be for 2 hours in the bathtub? Yes, it's freezing cold. Happy. Why is that a story to be told to everyone? Friends, family. Why does my brother never have stories about him told? Like, my child does this. Like, it's really weird. Why did my brother suddenly stop wanting to be seen with me? I know why now. But do you think I knew then? No. Felt kind of like punishment. I think most of my primary school years felt like punishment, because everything I did was wrong. I would be yelled at for not talking. I'd be yelled at when I spoke. When I got to that point, then it's like, oh, don't speak like a baby. still get certain things as an adult now. Like, but I'm autistic. No autistic should be punished for being autistic. I believe every human does their best. I believe I am the type of person that presents myself because I know what I do every day is I do my best. I have done ever since I was a little kid. I was raised very strict and I was very willing to please, very eager to please. Wanted my parents and grandparents and family to always be proud of me and happy. Always have, even in their absence. That is how I carry myself. But autistics, because of our eloquent speech, which we actually learn in a way that you have no idea. I mean, did you sit in front of a mirror and talk to yourself for hours at the end of primary school, high school? Did you practice how you walked? Did you practice how you stood? So yeah, I can sound like a neurotypical, come across like a neurotypical. A lot of work went behind that from me because I wasn't good enough to be an autistic. I wasn't allowed to just be me. So they didn't just say, hey, we don't want to call these, and people like me, there's lots of us out there, you high functioning, you're doing so great, you really don't deserve any acknowledgement. I've already had who I am taken away. You don't need to insult it with, you just don't have any needs because you're normal. And I'm saying this for all of us, not just for myself, guys. This is the collective. This is the collective. I worked hard to be something, to make you guys feel comfortable. You neurotypicals feel comfortable and understand me, and for me to be able to have relationships with people. But for me, I lost a lot of who I was. And only in my time away from people am I that person. You see glimpses of that person because this is a camera. And those glimpses are made fun of, I'm sure, by more than just the random comment you get, you know. I'm sure. Does it bother me? No, I'm used to it. But I want to educate people on this. Not the people who are committed to the cause of just not thinking that we have any struggles at all and it doesn't constantly be in here, and that what we show on the outside is just not completely who we are because we're trying to please you. Which is ironic when it's not even like praised. We don't get the praise. And sometimes I think we actually have to work harder than some autistics because we can. And that's fine, we did. But can't you just praise us instead of saying, well, gee, to me you look neurotypical. You are like not acknowledging significant weirdness of how I had to grow up, confusion, distress, trauma, like intense expectations on autistic that had no ability, but was forced through punishment to be who we are. Because it wasn't okay to be who we are. As a kid, in the 70s and the 80s and in the 90s, in my generation, it was not okay. It was punished by every person you came across. So the younger autistics, I'm sorry, but you are more privileged because you are allowed to be yourself. Sure, you get the same backlash, but you get a lot more support. I did not have that support at your age. So do be grateful for the small change that has happened. We've got a long way to go, but I think be grateful. And also for the work opportunities, because I'm telling you, I never, ever had the work opportunities at your age that a lot of them do now. I wish. I'm glad you do, but I'm just saying I didn't. I missed out on that too. I missed out on being a real adult. And some people might think, oh, but you know, you didn't have to work as hard, or you didn't have to. That's not a happy thing. It's a privilege to work. I would have been honoured to work. It's exactly what I wanted to be, is like everybody else. That short I did about Ariel, that I want to be like everybody else. But it doesn't mean that I'm not autistic. It doesn't mean that I'm not struggling in ways that you don't see now. So please, when you come across a high-functioning autistic, praise them. Because it's not easy. And when we see, you know, a non-verbal autistic, we're so happy that people let them be themselves. Well, I hope they all are allowed to be themselves, because that's how I think they deserve to be treated. And I love going to their world because that's my world. I liked it there. It wasn't all bad. People just don't understand us, and that's okay. They're not us. But it's not a bad world. They're okay there. So just be careful sometimes forcing an autistic to your level, because it can be exhausting for them. And sometimes not good for their mental health, because they need to be who they are. And sometimes that's living in here. It's not antisocial, it's autism. And we can get very, very sick and drained by being forced to be at a certain level all of the time, or for long periods of time. But everyone's different on the spectrum. Everyone's different. And everything that I do well, I have practiced as if it's like people go to football practice, dance practice, whatever. It's the same thing that I've done. And people like me should be praised for it, not, well, then you have no problems. I always will struggle with autism. You never grow out of it. So I hope this has helped. And I hope this is a good video for people to share and say, hey, stop treating me like I'm not autistic just because I have certain skills in certain areas. I mean, you put me in certain situations, you will see my autism. If you look at my videos close enough, you'll see my autism. But anyway, I'm just saying, for those who get sometimes pushed into this neurotypical world too much, and you know that it's too much for you, or you have a particular person that's doing that, a friend, a family member, and you just want them to understand you, maybe this video can help. So, and I hope this has given insight into the evolving evolution of a lot of autistics, of how we grow up. It's not the same growing up way that a normal child grows. Pretty much finished it. Hang on, ready for the slurp. green tongue. Okay. So, I hope this has helped. But yeah, like I said, show this to people that need to understand that to help you. And also, this is good for people to understand that don't understand us. I hope this has helped. Because I put a lot of work in to be who I am. And neurotypicals, you don't have to put that much work in to being who you are. And I just think that we need to be praised for that, because some don't do the work to reach the next level or the next level. Majority, I think, do. But yeah, it's just a reminder that don't try and change people, and that includes autistics. There needs to be a meeting in the middle. Autistics need to be understood, and you guys come to our level who are neurotypical, and we are already have been coming to your level and working hard to do so. So yeah. Anyway, that was a serious video, wasn't it? Do you want to see my nice pretty cup before I go? I got some cup stickers, and I've been collecting them for actually a while now. I only got the last Barbie set, and then realized, oh, I better get going. I'm doing it. I did it this morning. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. See? Becca out. That was probably Belle. Belle rings the bell. How funny is that? Belle rings the bell. Belle, ring the bell. Chances were slim anyway. Anyway, guys, maybe some more ABA therapy for that one. See you guys. See you in another video. Bye.